I don't personally at this stage think that Theresa May necessarily is on for a massive landslide. I think all of the polls across every single vote have overestimated the kind of nationalist populist vote considerably. They overestimated or they underestimated Macron's vote actually. It's only because he won by a big vote that it's gone unnoticed, but they underestimated that by 5 or 6 points. So I'm very skeptical about this idea that she is cruising for a massive landslide. And for me, the whole point of this election, as stated by Theresa May, is to give her this mandate, you know, to try and say, here's a united Britain and we're all falling in behind her version of Brexit. And if she doesn't get the massive landslide, then where is that mandate? That I think is very interesting. So the Labour Party clearly in a lot of trouble, but whether or not this idea that the Tory party is some sort of big dominant one-party state and that Theresa May leads a united Tory party, I think that's a hilariously naive view. Brexit is permanent. What happens in the next 18 months, 2 years is permanent. Party victories at general elections come and go and they can be reversed, but Brexit cannot be reversed. So I would encourage people, one, really to think hard about sending a message that there is no unified mandate for a hard, catastrophic Brexit, even if it's only to keep the Tories in check. What we are seeing is a slow, maybe glacial reformation of mainstream politics. It's going to take a long time. The old political parties in the UK are very entrenched, much more so than they have been in France, for instance. You know, the Fifth Republic's a relatively young republic, 1968, you know, and there's been many challenges to the established order in France that haven't really happened here. But nevertheless, I think, but for the absence of a compelling, charismatic character that could galvanise a new sentiment that's clearly evident in the nation, that could bring that together, I think we'd have a strong sense that now was a time for meaningful change in politics. And this old right versus left game show that's been playing out, I think has got a limited lifespan. The big question is, can something like that happen quickly enough to have a meaningful effect on this process that we're being dragged through? Now, Macron took 13 months from announcing his new party to becoming president of France. It's impossible to conceive of anything happening that quickly here, but it's not impossible to conceive that the seeds of that change could happen within a short time frame, and that change could have a real meaningful effect on the game show in Westminster. I don't think it's at all inconceivable that within the next 18 months, the will of the people could be heard and people will listen. The will of the people may well change depending on how the next 6-12 months of negotiations go.